It's time for the Ryan Haywood Show. Join us each week as we go inside Loogotee Lion basketball with Loogotee Lion head coach Ryan Haywood on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Get your family the perfect Christmas gift, the gift of the past treasured memories. Give your loved ones copies of videos, films, and audios of loved ones on DVD or digital files. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. That's 812-630-2449 for that perfect Christmas gift. You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
This is the Ryan Haywood Show. I'm Greg Bapen, and Coach, extremely and by all counts successful black and gold preview last Saturday night. Tell me a little bit, maybe go back and start from the beginning on the brainstorming and the thoughts that went into this and maybe some of the obstacles, but again, by all accounts, it was a huge success.
Yeah, it was, and it looks like we avoided injury. I don't know if any of the older guys are hurt or not, but I really stole it from Princeton's football program. And they did something similar, but they have theirs at the KC Hall. So there's an open bar, there's a band, there's dinner, but it's the same basic concept where they have an auction and they auction off some desserts and whatnot. So I thought maybe we could do the same similar type thing, but also showcase our kids at the same time. And we talked about it. I think it was over the summer. I talked to it with our coaches. Phil Smith and Justin Carrico and some of those guys, just kind of throwing together some ideas, and we just went with it. So really no obstacles. I mean, I hated that we had it on the same night. The girls were playing. I really thought they played in the afternoon, but I hated that part of it. But you're limited on the days you can do it. It's a preview. You only have a couple weeks of practice before you start playing. So, but I thought it went really, really well.
And a lot of money was raised for different things. And tell me a little bit about where that money went to. I know it was just more than the athletic program.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already bought Dr. Dish that will be here next week. If you're not familiar with that, it's a more advanced shooting machine than what the gun is. We'll keep our gun. We're not going to turn it in, trade it in, but it can be programmed to certain workouts and whatnot. And the kids love to get in and shoot on those machines. So, I thought, we'd get a new one. So, that's a almost $5,000, machine that will, all of our players and the girls' players will have access to anytime they want to come in and get in the gym and get shots up. So, that's a big chunk of it there. I don't want to get in, but we donated to other programs and tried to help them out and spread the wealth a little bit. But then, everything's expensive, man. I mean, we bought warm-up shirts for the 5th through 8th grade, kids, so they all had the same warm-up shirt. I mean, that's $800. We're buying the varsity new jumpsuits, so they're all looking the same and looking good, and that's going to be $1,500. So, we raised a lot of money, but we're spending it, and I don't want anybody to ever think for a minute we're just going to hoard it and try to see how high we can build it. I think each group, each year deserves to have that money spent on them. And, that's we're going to do it that way.
It also is a very good tool for the younger grades and people to get involved, interested. It was so neat seeing those 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th graders involved and staying here to the very end. It was neat seeing the cheerleaders and then maybe future cheerleaders out here. There was quite a crowd just on a black and gold preview night.
Well, that's the part I couldn't believe. I thought we'd have a decent crowd, maybe parents and whatnot, but to have that crowd, that's unbelievable, really. I have moments every once in a while where I think, this place is pretty cool, man. I really enjoy being here, and some of the stuff just makes me kind of laugh. It's just kind of silly stuff that happens from time to time. When the horse got away from the buggy and the cops had to chase the horse and buggy around, that was pretty, things like that just kind of make me laugh. But then there's things like, the crowd that we had, and I don't know how many it was, but it was probably double or triple what I thought it was going to be, and just make me realize, how special a community this is, and how happy we are to be here.
Well, things start for real on Tuesday night. North Davies comes to town to be a great opportunity for a Tuesday night pre-Thanksgiving game here at Jack Butcher Arena. Should be a terrific crowd. But tell me what your expectations, maybe aside from winning. I know you always want to win. You want to win that first game. But what do you hope to see from the start of the tip on through the season?
Well, yeah, every team has a different personality, and from year to year, you might have several of the same kids, but you lose one or two, and the personality of your team changes a little bit. But I like all the groups, but I really like this group's composure. You're gonna be shocked that I remember this, but we had that podcast, and I think one of them asked you, if the Lions don't win the sectional, what's going to be the headline? Why? And I thought, I was getting ready to leave, and I thought, I want to hear what he says. And you hit the nail on the head. I couldn't have put it in better myself. If we lose our composure, if we can't, things had gone so well for so long. We were beating everybody by 30, 35 points. But when things don't go well, are we going to be able to hold it together and execute in a tough spot? And we weren't, and we lost our composure, and I'll take blame for that as well. But I really like the composure of this group and how they kind of, when things are good or things are bad, they kind of just are an even keel group. And, I really like that about them. So I think we'll see that. I want to see us execute. I want to see some of these kids that haven't played varsity before, jump in there and get their feet wet and see what they look like against, other varsity basketball players. And, obviously not a cream puff, to start off with what arguably might be the number one team in the state in North Davis.
When we were really clicking last year toward the end of the season, defense really stepped up. What do you see from this team defensively? You lose a lot offensively, but you also lose a lot defensively from last year.
Well, we do. And, now is where I can't be stubborn, where I can't say, we're man-to-man, we're up in the passing lanes, we switch everything, we're up in your jock strap, all game long. Because we could do that with Jordan and Jalen and, of course, Luke out there and Silas at a bit. I mean, that's an athletic group. This group will do a lot of the same things, but we might have to kind of hone it in a little bit more. We're maybe a little bit slower of foot, but we're a bigger team. We're a bigger, stronger team. So you might see us play a little bit more zone. You might see us kind of sag in maybe a little bit more than what we did last year. But at the same time, I want us to be aggressive. I don't want teams just to be able to do whatever they want against us and get any shot they want. So that's kind of the fine line that we're trying to figure out what right now is, where are we hanging our hat on defense? And I think it's probably somewhere in the middle between, just kind of hacking in the zone and really getting up and defending you, like I said, up in your shorts, the entire length of the floor.
And offensively, really, you only have two players that have a lot of experience. So once they put three guys out there on the volleyball line on Peyton Bledsoe, what's plan B there?
Well, I feel like we've got a lot of guys who can really shoot, and that's what we're asking them to do. Isaac Eagle shot it extremely well for us last year. Make shots. John Whitworth, we saw him at the JV level several times last year. Make shots. Drew Walker can make shots. Isaac Wagner can make shots. Leighton Jeffers can make shots. Just make them pay. Because you're right. I mean, there's no secret. I mean, Peyton is, in my mind, the best player, not just around here. I think in Southern Indiana, and there's a lot of people that think he's at least that or close. So he's going to be the focal point of every defense, and those guys have to step up and make him pay. And there's a lot of question marks that I have about our team. But that's not one of them. We have guys that are going to step up and make shots. If I have to speak it into existence, I'm going to keep saying it because that's how confident I am that we have some guys that are going to step up and really knock down some big shots for us when teams want to throw a couple guys at Peyton.
All right, Coach, let's get it on Tuesday night. Can't wait. See you then.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you.
That's Coach Ryan Haywood. Tuesday night, North Davies opens the season for the Loogotee Lions.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game Become a role model for our young student athletes. Earn extra money and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
You've been listening to The Ryan Haywood Show as we go inside Loogotee Lion basketball each week on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Get your family the perfect Christmas gift, the gift of the past treasured memories. Give your loved ones copies of videos, films, and audios of loved ones on DVD or digital files. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. That's 812-630-2449 for that perfect Christmas gift.